Welcome back. By now, you guys know the deal. This is another edition of We're Wrong, But So Are You. We did a quick fire questions edition over on Bosque's channel. Go over and check that for sure. I was asking Bosque some questions. Now it's on my channel, ER Sports. We're going the other way. He's going to ask me some quick fire questions. Bosque choked on some of his. I will probably choke on some of mine. I mean, it's bound to happen at something like this. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get it rocking, Bosque. What are the questions you have for me?
All right, we're going to start out kind of similar to how you did, but we're just going to ask some, questions to get to know the other person, So, first one is what was the best part about quarantine other than Liverpool winning the league? And you cannot mention anything Liverpool related because I just want to hear something else.
Worst and best part. Best part. Can I say something that hasn't happened yet?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the best part is probably going to be when I finish my online classes because they've been so much work. And, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to get some hours done. But at the same time, it's been so much work. When I finish it, it's going to be great. I mean, I could take the easy route and say the worst part of quarantine is probably those online classes. But I'm going to try and come up with something. Oh, the worst part is probably definitely not really knowing what's happening. And given that we're going to a school for journalism that's like a really practical school, not actually being able to do this stuff, I feel like has been kind of tough, but we've been trying to make the best of it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, so that's a good way of looking at it. And then what's a new skill you've learned during quarantine or something you've really improved on?
New skill, gosh. I mean, I've done a bunch of journalism stuff, I feel like I've done, especially when we went back, I feel like I did a bunch of, I've learned some After Effects, some more Photoshops things, just stuff like that where I maybe didn't know and now I have some time to kind of do some stuff. I mean, part of me wishes I didn't take online classes so I could have learned even more of that stuff. But I guess that's kind of a new skill I learned. But I guess that would be a skill I learned, I guess, yeah. I mean, that's really all I have.
That's pretty good. It's better than me. All I've learned is, I've been practicing, more rainbow flicks. But, that's – yeah.
I still don't know how to do that because I don't see the usefulness of a rainbow flick. That's at least what I tell myself.
No, there's actually no use, but it looks really cool in warm-up, so why not?
Or if you're
and what are you looking forward to in the upcoming, year or something like that? We don't really know what's going to happen, but something along those lines.
If we did this video 2 days ago, I'd say Liverpool lifting the trophy, but now that that's already happened, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things to look forward to. I think going back to ASU is something that I look forward to. Really, anything sports journalism-wise, I'm just really excited to do some more stuff and continue to grow in that because I love my first year at ASU. Other than that, I guess that's what I say. I'll say ASU.
And then the last one of these very personal questions. What's your favorite sport to play if you were to choose one?
Soccer. It's the sport I played. I love soccer. It's why I fell in love with it. It's not even a close second, but I'll just say it for the sake of it. The second would be basketball, but definitely soccer. It's not even close.
Yeah. And now we're on to the sports questions. It's probably what you came here for, to be honest. But who is your Champions League winner when it returns in 14 days?
Gosh, that's a tough one. So you went with PSG. I feel like them and City both are
I did.
I don't know if I can pick either of them because they're just not really there. So for me, I'm going with the hot team. I got to go with Bayern Munich. I think they're more likely to actually win a European Cup and a Champions League than those other two teams. And I think they're just so good. I mean, there's no weakness in their team. And yeah, maybe the Bundesliga is a little weak. So is Ligue 1. Whoever the heck PSG's been playing in friendlies, beating them 9-0 or whatever the heck it is. I don't think you can take much from those games. And City are good, but I just think they're not really built for competition and one-off games. They're more of a team that is going to win over a season. So I'm going to have to go Bayern Munich.
Yeah, the only thing is Bayern Munich has to face that lethal midfield of Barcelona. The very healthy, lethal midfield, I might add. Okay, yeah, anyway, we'll move on. Okay, what's a bigger flex? Winning the Europa League or winning the FA Cup?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say Europa League just because you get into Champions League when you win Europa League, and it's a European competition.
All right, fair enough. And then Who has the brighter future? Speaking of your Europa League teams, Chelsea or Manchester United? I guess Chelsea was last year, but whatever.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Dang. So they both have been players. I would have to go. Ooh, gosh, see, that's tough because both of them have terrible defenses, and I think it depends on who. I'm gonna go Chelsea. I'm gonna go Chelsea just because I think I have more trust in Frank Lampard than I do in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Certainly, as players, I would definitely agree with you there. For the next one, Roberto Firmino or Gabriel Jesus, two Brazilian strikers. I want to hear. I know.
It's got to be Roberto Firmino, and here's my reason. Okay, one, I just think he's a better player, but two, just let's talk about this. The 2018 World Cup, whenever Jesus started, it was a blasphemy to the whole world of soccer, world of football, whatever you want to call it. Roberto Firmino should have been starting every single one of those games. Here's the thing. Roberto Firmino makes Liverpool. Liverpool are not winning a title this year if Roberto Firmino is not playing striker. The reason that Salah and Mane are so good is because of Firmino. He plays, he sits in, Firmino and Mane come inside, Robertson and Trent are on the outside. That's if Liverpool literally wouldn't play like Liverpool if Roberto Firmino wasn't there.
All right, fair enough. For you, best player in the Premier League this season?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Fair enough. And we'll move quickly on the next one. Speaking of another great Premier League player, we have Virgil van Dijk or prime John Terry.
Ooh.
I guess both their primes.
See, I didn't watch that much of John Terry in his prime. So, I mean, it might be biased, but it's just like recency bias. But I feel like Van Dijk has like everything. I didn't watch that much of John Terry, so this might also be recency bias, but I don't know how fast John Terry was. But like Van Dijk, there's not really a weakness to his game, except for recently when he's already won the title and he's made a couple mistakes. I mean, people were celebrating dribbling past Van Dijk once. Like, for that to even be something that you celebrate shows a lot about how good he is.
You know, hey, Chelsea fans are screaming right now, but who is the most underrated player in the Premier League right now? It's a broad question, but you can pick one or a couple.
In the Premier League, underrated. I mean, people probably hate me to say this, but I mean, before this season, I would say Jordan Henderson, or just this season before in the end, because people started really giving him hype now. So he's not really a fair one to say anymore. Christian Pulisic, I think, is pretty underrated right now. I think he's starting to get a lot of hype, especially because just Americans tend to hype up Americans in general. But I mean, today that assist to Tammy Abraham was absolutely insane. The goal he scored was absolutely insane. I think he's pretty underrated. Underrated is a tough one. Someone that, let's see, I think Buendia on Norwich could be considered underrated. I don't know if I think because of Cantwell, people might not see him in the light that I think he's really good. Trying to come up with someone on like a top team that people might not think is good. Gosh, that's a tough one. I'd go. Oh, you know how I'll say this might be a completely hot take. I think Paul Pogba is underrated because he's so overrated.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I thought you were going to say Naby Keita. You got a great goal today.
Yes, actually, I mean, I guess I kind of choked on that one, Naby Keita, for sure.
Who would be the most improved player from last year to this year?
Most improved player. Honestly, a shout is Olivier Giroud because somehow he's playing ahead of Tammy Abraham right now. He's been insane. But in terms of most improved, dude, these are some tough questions, man. I guess you kind of have to go Mason Greenwood because he literally wasn't a thing, and now he's the star of Man United's attack.
Yeah, I would have gone to him or Martial. Who order these guys from best to worst? Sterling, Mane, Salah.
Sterling, Mane, Salah. Ooh. That's so tough, that they're all good.
Clearly,
first, I would go Mane. I think he's been exceptional. And I don't want to go like – I want to say Sterling and then Salah, but Salah has been so good. Oh, my gosh.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
I'm just gonna say Salah than Sterling. God, that's so tough though. I feel like I should have gone Sterling, but hey, I went Salah.
I personally would have gone Sterling for it. I think Sterling's the best out of those. But again, there's no wrong take in this sense. What would you rather win as a Liverpool fan? What would you rather win, the Premier League or the Champions League?
This season was definitely Premier League. I think in general, Champions League.
Adama Traore or Jack Grealish? You're starting a team. Who do you get? Who are you taking?
Starting a team, because that's a different question, or just in general.
Yeah.
Starting a team, I'd probably go Jack Grealish.
Brighter future: Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho.
Oh, why would you do that to me? I really want to go Phil Foden because the fact that he would be playing in a Manchester City team that I think he would be able to thrive in. But I'm going to have to go Jadon Sancho just because he's insane. Simple as that.
Yeah, when I was writing that question, I was like, on surface level, seems easy, but then, like, who knows? And then here's kind of a different question. Would you rather have 2018 World Cup Olivier Giroud or current Jesse Lingard?
Oh, my gosh. What is that question? Are you kidding me? 2018 Olivier Giroud, without a question, 2018 Olivier Giroud. He won a World Cup. I mean, he played, obviously not exactly, but I mean, kind of similar to Roberto Firmino, where people are like, oh, he was trash because he didn't score, but he did so much for that French team that people don't really see, that like you don't really see off the bat. And Jesse Lingard has been dreadful.
I just want to point out that Giroud did not register a shot on target in the World Cup, so that's kind of something. Just to point it out.
It says a lot about Jesse.
There's
Lingard.
no winner in that selection. Wow. Okay. Christian Pulisic or Son Heung-min, or Min Hyun Son, however you say it.
God, why are these so hard? See, I'm like one of those type of people that I don't really like to like rank people necessarily, like say one's better than the other, but you maybe do it multiple times. I would go Heung-min Son right now. I think Pulisic could end up being better and more influential than Heung-min Son, but as of right now, I would think I'd probably start Heung-min Son over Pulisic.
All right, now we're moving on to the NBA. So, you have one team, I guess, to make the playoffs. Who do you think is going to go the furthest? Pelicans, Blazers, or Grizzlies?
See, that's a hard one because the Grizzlies are the only one that are really there right now. But I'd say Pelicans because I don't. See, if the Blazers make it, then probably Blazers. Like that's a tough one because I don't know who's going to make it. But if I'd go Pelicans because I think they're more likely to make it and actually go far.
All right, sixth man of the year.
Montrezl Harrell. Just kidding, Dennis Schroeder.
I was like, well, are you serious? Okay. What will the finals look like, or what two teams will make the finals, and who would win? Who's going to win?
I really want to say the Bucks would make it, but I just don't know how good. I mean, I'd have to say the Bucks. Out of the East, like I just don't see anyone else making it. And then out of the West, I really like the Clippers. I don't know if they're good enough to actually make it to the finals, but they're a really defense-heavy team. And, of course, Pat Beverly just left for personal reasons. If he does come back, he's obviously a big part of that team. Ooh, I'd say the Lakers will make it over them. Lakers, Bucks. I think it'll go probably Lakers in 6. It's LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I don't know. And I think both of those teams lack true depth. So it's not really like either one of them have an advantage per se in depth. So I'd probably say Lakers in 6 with Bucks going with them.
All right, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, and Damian Lillard. Order them.
Order them? Oh my God, Damian Lillard's in this conversation?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so hard. I'd probably go. Oh my gosh. I'd go. Oh my God. That's so hard.
Either way, it's a hot take because people are gonna disagree.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Luka Doncic first, just because I think does everything, and then I can't put Trae over. I can't put Trae over Dame yet, so I have to go Dame then Trae. I can't do it. I love Trae, but I can't do that.
Uh, okay, who's the most improved player from the NBA?
NBA. Most improved. I had someone because I asked you the same question. I was like, how did he not pick this guy? Dude from the Hornets, Devontae Graham. That guy is insane right now, and he was like nothing last season. So
He's been, yeah. And going off of that, who is the league MVP?
Giannis.
Yes, fair enough. Kawhi or LeBron?
This season or in general?
You could do it however you interpret it. This season, for next season, however you interpret it.
If we're saying basically
not
however,
career.
if we're saying however I interpret LeBron James, it just you have to. He does so much for that Lakers team, and Kawhi's great, probably a little better defensively, but in terms of what they do for the team, you got to go LeBron James.
And then the penultimate question: who is the most underrated player in the NBA in your opinion?
Underrated. Well, low-key Dennis Schroeder. But other than that, I think someone who's very underrated. People literally at ASU, they hate me for thinking that this guy is even good. But Cam Reddish defensively has been spectacular all season. And people hated him because he has been amazing offensively. Before the season ended, he was doing great on both ends of the floor. That guy could be a huge part of the Atlanta Hawks' rise. And other than that, outside of Atlanta Hawks, because that's the team I like, Lou Dort, I think, is very underrated because he hasn't really had a huge – he wasn't drafted, comes out undrafted, and is now starting for an Oklahoma City Thunder team that is my dark horse of the NBA this season. So, I think he's spectacular defensively. He stepped in already. He's a freaking beast, too. You see him in pictures. Dude is a man mountain.
Okay, and for the last question – bit of an interesting one. Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless?
Yo, what? That's out of left field. Stephen A. Smith, just because he's made so many spectacular memes. In terms of takes, I don't even know.
Yeah,
they all have so many different takes, but to pick one, I'd have to go Stephen A. Smith just because of the icon that he is. You can't not pick him.
I am just an icon living. I am just an icon living. Icon living.
I mainly put that question in just so you could possibly edit in a Stephen A. Smith meme.
Okay,
but,
okay.
There you go.
I'm so sick of these people. You know. Oh.
All right, so those are all the questions I have. See, I'm telling you, they're a bit harder when you're answering them. Just straight up. Just some of these questions, they'll get you. They'll get you.
Yeah, definitely some of those were really difficult, especially like I said, I'm just one of those people that I don't really like to say one person's better than the other. You rather enjoy both of them type of thing, but it was definitely some tough ones. I don't know if you can see, but my light is going on and off. I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's the bulb. For a second, I thought it was the whole power of the freaking lodge that I'm in right now, which would have been tough, but then the video kept going and there were other lights on. So it's like, I guess it's fine. But sorry about the lighting. Whatever the heck happened. Thanks, Bosque. Those are some great questions. Definitely some difficult ones. Maybe some hot takes that I said inside there. I don't really know. I can't even think of one that I like. I guess maybe the Nabi Keita one I said I choked on, but probably definitely some hot takes. People probably think that Doncic, Dame, then Trey thing is crazy. It's a hard one. I don't know what to say. It was I could have put any of them at any spot. It's one of those questions. But that was fun. Once again, as we're wrong, but so you has been. And just like I'm saying, some of my questions might have been hot takes. And even though I'm wrong, so are you. So thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time on the flip side. Peace. See you. Whatever you want me to say.
So guess what? Goodbye.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going, all I know where I came, when the sun sets, I hope that you remember my name, I don't know where you at, I don't know where you stay, when I run this money up, everything is gonna be okay.